We are calculating AQ times SC twice. Once for the quantity purchased, once for the quantity used. Okay, outstanding question. Hope you got the answer. Okay, are we good so far? Difference, please. Mr. Roberts? $8,100. Mr. Evans, favorable or unfavorable? Mr. Evans?
Favorable.
Why? What are you comparing?
Your actual quantity versus your standard quantity.
The actual quantity times your standard quantity.
Your actual quantity is bigger than your.
Yes, it is. It is unfavorable. We are sad. We are sad because we actually spent more than we expected to. So the fancy name for being sad in this scenario is unfavorable. You. Okay? Please, on homework or on cases that you don't have to do because of snow days,
Sorry, that's a good thing.
I'm sad. But please don't put UF for unfavorable. I've seen students who wanted to do that, and that's not a good way to get the right answer, because that looks like you're trying to hedge your bets and choose both. If you have a UF there, so please don't do UF. You know, some people would put, if they're labeling this, they 8100 UF. Well, is it U or is it F? Come on, help me out here. You get it now? Gesundheit.
I just read out the whole word, because if I just put F and U, I'm not going to know what it's like. So I read the whole word out. It makes sense to me. You guys have bad minds, because I was not referring to.
We know you weren't, but we know you weren't. We know you weren't. Okay? Brandon, what is the grand total variance? Huh? The grand total. Favorable or unfavorable, Brandon?
I'm going to stab in the dark and go let's go with favorable.
Why would you go with favorable?
Just in my honest reasoning, we've got 10,000 favorable and 81 unfavorable. So.
It's bigger, yeah, absolutely right. Except your answer would have been absolutely right if we could calculate it in this scenario. So in this scenario,
Oh, you would do that, wouldn't you? That's a question that can't be answered. I thought it was 19, but apparently not.
it would have been 19. You did, your logic is right, so that logic that the logic that you went through will serve you very well, perfectly as a matter of fact, for all of those instances where we can calculate a grand total variance. This just so happens to be the one where we cannot. And we cannot, and this is good to note to self, why can we not calculate a grand total variance here? Because the actual quantity and the standard quantity, well actually, because the quantity, the better way to say it is because the quantity purchased was not equal to the quantity used. We cannot, when those are different, we can calculate a grand total variance, in which case, Brandon, your calculation would have been precisely correct, and your thought process also precisely correct. We can calculate a grand total variance when quantity purchased equals quantity used. Okay? Got that, Cody? What'd you write down? Yeah, about what I just said. Did you write something down? When can we calculate a grand total variance, Cody? So write this down. When quantity purchased equals quantity used. When quantity purchased equals quantity used. And Brandon, your thought process would have been precisely correct, and it would have been 1900. 1900 favorable for precisely the reasons that you gave. Okay? Questions, comments, concerns, random thoughts. Are we good? Okay. Let's move on then. Pirates Incorporated. Once you all get to the right page, I would be. We're there. I'm trying to decide. I always used to hate it when professors used to erase only part of the board when I was a student. But it's kind of fun doing it when you're the professor.
Word for word, I think you read that like 3 or 4 times.
Have you? Probably every.
Word for word.
You can check it on video. But you laughed still the third time?
No, I was laughing just because we heard it so many times.
Well, what can I say? I mean, Brandon, if you had the misfortune of having to take this class over again, which I know you're not, but if you did, you'd get to hear the same jokes over and over again. Like, oh. The variances have different names. Unfortunately, there's only one of me, and I have a very limited supply of jokes. Oh, I don't want to hear the pirate joke. It sounds like. Now we are doing direct labor. Direct labor, the names are different now. Brandon, shush. Take notes. Do you have this written down?
I do.
Awesome. So you want to help me with the first one? Just because you like attention? Okay, please.
What do you want?
Whatever you want to give me. Pirates. From the the pirates. What?
Actual quantity would be.
Add it up? Do you have to add it up?
Well,
Oh, and what Brandon's adding,
I'm actually
are you?
multiplying.
You're multiplying. Notice the letters underneath. Have they changed? No. When we did that last problem, what was quantity expressed in? Yards. It can recognize it can be lots of different things, right? Pounds, yards, feet, square feet, tons, ounces, lots of different stuff. What will quantity likely be for direct labor? Hours. Direct labor, hours. Okay? So that's useful to know. And notice I'm only giving you one thing to memorize. And you don't have a textbook, but a lot of textbooks will give you different letters underneath. We'll give you different letters underneath or different letters. But I just kind of, I like to think, I would like to minimize how much you memorize. And so you can memorize the same thing and just recognize that for this problem, quantity is going to be hours rather than yards or feet or pounds or anything like that. Okay? So Brandon, do you have an answer for me now?
8,000
Just 28,000 is good. Because I do want to talk to other people too. Beautiful. Ooh, and that's 28,000 what? What kind of hours? Yes, direct labor